gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
This station is non-stop.
Playing all the hits. Yeah.
Okay. Top 40 in R&B.
We play real music.
Right here.
Hey, this is Lady Gaga.
I'm Jessie J.
Hey, this is Katy Perry.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
This is Justin Bieber.
I'm David Guetta.
This is Ariana Grande.
Broadcasting live.
Fire worldwide plan. Make the big switch now.
Never turn that off.
Crossway.
To Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, a musical talk show with in-studio guest performers and interesting program features. Anchored by the man with many titles: musician, producer, actor, director, YouTuber, filmmaker. Well, the list is long because he's the man and more. So friends, Canadians, ladies and gentlemen, your Sunday midday fun starts here. Welcome to the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
Good morning. I am trying my very best to do a Scott impersonation, but as you guys can see, Scott Dion Brown is not here today, but I am, and that's all that matters. So, welcome to episode 45. We are here. It is officially September, and it officially feels like fall here in the city of Toronto. I don't know about you guys, but it's getting chilly. Once the pumpkin spice latte comes out and back to school comes, you know it is officially fall. But that's just me. I'm sure Scott can say something else about the weather, but he's not here, so just kidding.
It's your time.
Exactly. But before we start, we should obviously acknowledge some of our executive producers. Are you ready?
Yeah. Today's episode of the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown is brought to you by our two executive producers. Regine, do you want to find out what your home is really worth?
Sure.
Are you buying or selling a home?
I could be.
Then Jennifer C., Realtor at Home Life Culture Link, is here to help. Call or text Jennifer today at 647-403-8887. Don't deal with just anyone. Speak to a professional. Jennifer C. at Home Life Culture Link. To see your current listings, visit homelifeculturelink.com. And it was brought to you by the Mortgage Godfather, who's here to give you advice with any mortgage needs you may have, and he will shop to find you the best mortgage. Nino Saimeka, mortgage agent. He'll give you an offer you can't refuse. Find out more at mortgagegodfather.ca or call 905-604-6955. Back to you, Regine.
And we're back. So yes, if you want to be an executive producer or if you just want to advertise with us here on the show, it's very simple. All you need to do is email us at radioshowad, that's radioshowad@gmail.com, and we'd be more than happy to get you on our platform as well as on other platforms. You'll see later on, we do love to interact with our advertisers and even get them on the show. But before we do that, I would like to introduce you guys to our very special guest. As you guys know, we love to have different performers on. We've had bands, we've had singer-songwriters, we've had child stars on our show. But for the first time in the history of the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, we actually have some ballroom and Latin dancers. So I'd like to introduce to you guys the founders of the Dancesport Grand Prix Canada, here with us in studio. Hello.
Hello, Jennifer.
I'm Regine.
Regine.
No worries. Hello. No worries. So Jennifer is one of our executive producers, so it works out. Hello, Jennifer. So if you guys want to introduce yourselves, go ahead.
So I'm Larissa, and I'm one of the organizers of the Dancesport Grand Prix Canada, which is a Dancesport event that's coming to Markham in October. And it will feature a World Championship on the Saturday, October 5th.
And my name is Silvana Schweitzer, and I'm also one of the organizers. And also, we together with Larissa trying to organize the best event in Toronto area in Markham. And we're very happy to be here today.
Awesome. So when is this event? You guys are talking about an event. When is it?
The event basically, it will be in October. And we already like organizing is the World Championship.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a very big event.
So the World Championship is coming to Markham.
It's World Championship
Wow.
coming to Markham and to Canada, because it's not all the time in Canada. It's all the time. It's different countries, and this year it's Canada.
That's exciting. So what kind of dances do you guys anticipate to have there?
So it's called, officially it's called Dancesport, and it has different kind of dancing under the umbrella of Dancesport. So it has ballroom, standard as we call it. It has Latin. It has now breaking, which is breakdance, as people know it better. And breaking actually recently broke into the Olympics. It has been nominated
Wow.
for the 2024, correct me if I'm wrong, in Paris. And they were in the Youth Olympics. And it looks like Dancesport finally broke into the Olympic Games.
Wow. That's exciting. So it's kind of like, I follow more of like the Jabberwocky style. So it's like seeing the Jabberwockies in the Olympic stage. That'd be pretty cool. I know, very different from what you guys do. So it's coming in October. Are you guys still looking for dancers? Are you looking for sponsors? How's it going?
We are always looking for sponsors, because it's a huge event, and it will be great if this companies and radio and media will help us a little bit to support us, of course. But also we invite all the dancers around the world to come to Canada and to participate in the event.
So where can they find, or how can they get in touch with you if, say, they want to dance or they want to sponsor the event?
We have a website. dancegrandprixcanada.com, and you can find all the information there. And this is going to be a big international event, and we right now have 22 countries confirmed participating.
Wow. So is Philippines on there? Not yet.
Maybe
Philippines, come on. We will make sure we get a Filipino representative at this event. So what we'll do for our viewers is we will share with you guys on our Facebook page. I've actually tagged their Facebook page already, so make sure you check them out. If you are interested in being a part of the event, if you want to sponsor the event, are you guys selling tickets for the event?
Yes, and that you can also purchase through our website or email us.
Perfect. So if you guys want to do that, you know where to find them. Go to our Facebook page. We've tagged them. If you're watching this, wait until afterwards, because we do have a few other guests here with us. And I don't know, did you want to introduce them, or do you want them to introduce themselves?
They can do a better job themselves.
Awesome. So what is a dance competition without learning about their dancers? So with us, we have...
My name is Anton.
Tatiana.
Hello, welcome to the sit down. So this is exciting for me. I'm not a dancer, as you guys, as our viewers obviously know. I have 2 left feet, but one thing they do say is, so I do pageantry, and I've been doing it for a few years now, and they always say pageantry and dancing, it's very similar. Like, you need to have the rhythm of listening to the steps. You need to have poise, you need to have projection, and I'm sure all of you have that as well. So I'm actually really excited to have you guys here, and it's too bad Scott's not here, because I'm sure he can learn a little thing or two about dance from you guys. But introduce yourselves, tell us a little bit more about yourselves, some of your I guess it's a championship, so tell us a little bit about your accomplishments in dance as well.
I go first? Yeah, okay, I'll break the ice. All right, my name is Anton. I've been dancing for...
There's a camera.
There you are. I've been dancing for over 20 years now. And it started really in an awkward way. I was a kid. I'm from Ukraine. I was in Ukraine, and my parents were like, "You're gonna go dance." I was young, and I was like, "No." So I started crying. I'm like, "I can't do this. Why are you making me do this?" And then they're like, "We'll get you a computer."
Oh,
Yeah, so
they bribed you.
Yeah, they bribed me. Totally, 100%.
So you agree?
Yes, but I went to my first dance lesson, and it wasn't actually Latin or ballroom. It was like modern kind of stuff. And I really enjoyed it. I liked it. I liked the movement. I liked the music. I liked the rhythm. I liked the people who want to dance. So for me, it was right away. It's like I enjoyed it. So for me, it was not a drag. And I didn't see the computer until until several years later. And so that was my experience getting into it. I'm really happy that I got into it. Because I enjoyed like playing soccer. I enjoyed playing sports, running, and doing all that stuff. Drawing as well. And then when I was around 16, 17, 18, I started to get more serious with it. So that's when I started to win more Canadian championships and started to participate in international competitions. And that's when it gets a lot more pricey and a lot more serious. And within the last 20 so years, I won Canadian championships with over 40 titles.
Whoa. Over 40 titles.
Over 40 titles. But so the way it breaks down is you have age categories. So it goes from juvenile all the way till senior 5, I think now. They have senior 5, senior 4, senior 5. Yeah, that's coming up one. And also breaks down into levels. So you can go from beginner to professional.
Got it.
So throughout as I was growing up, I was kind of winning the categories that I was in. And I won No big deal. I won the World Cup a few times and the World Championship a few years ago.
Wow. Well, congratulations. So you've been dancing for 20 years. You won 40, so you won 2 a year, basically?
Depending which year, but the last 7 years was like 3 per year.
Wow.
There's Latin, separate. There's standard, and then there's a combination. There's a combo. It's called tan dance. And those are only for couples who do both the Latin and the standard combined.
Wow.
So I was winning all 3.
Wow. And so Scott's actually tuning in right now, and he says, I'm an excellent line dancer. All right, Scott, but can you win 40 championships? Can you win that? Probably not. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How about you?
Well, I'm actually Patrick's partner. My name is Tatiana again. And we are dancing together for about 4 years.
4.5.
4.5. Time flies.
Let me check that.
Actually, he was the reason of me coming to Canada.
Oh, wow.
Because I started to dance in Moscow, back home in
Oh,
Russia.
nice.
And then at the age of 18, I got a proposal to move to Italy to dance for Italy. Spent there years, and right after I got a proposal and we decided to dance together with Patrick through our coach, Larissa. And that's all her. And and for now it works well for us, I think. So in this short period of time, we got quite enough of good results as well, right?
40 medals as well?
Close to medals maybe, but not the titles yet.
Yeah, I would say, I'm sorry, let me introduce myself. I'm Patrick, I'm Tatiana's partner. And we've been dancing together for 4.5 years, and I feel like it was a very successful kind of start, right? Normally when couples kind of split, it's very difficult to get kind of into that like world scene, right? Because it's quite kind of like a ranking system, right? You need to have a lot of exposure. You need to kind of like travel. I mean, we travel the world. We pretty much travel once a month. So it can be, all over Europe, Asia. So as Anton said, it can be quite pricey, right? But it's our passion. We dedicate basically our lives to it, right? It's a lifestyle. And actually, funny thing is, I feel like all guys have a very similar story, right? I mean, my parents were ballroom teachers, right? So at the beginning, I didn't really want to dance, right?
Were you bribed with a computer as well?
I was it
was a car.
I was just forced
Lambo.
to come with them for their classes, right? So it was like I had no escape. I had to come.
Your parents were in it. You had to.
Had to, yeah. It was like, you're coming. That's it. Later on, I developed for sure like an interest for it, right? Like I feel like when you become good at something, you just
got to keep doing it.
Got to keep doing it. Yeah, at the beginning it was like I said, I didn't really like it, but once you win, once you start bringing in the medals, it was a good feeling, right?
That's
you
awesome.
Get hooked on it. Yeah.
I just remember something to add about our first competition, because our actual first performance together happened after 3 days dancing together.
Oh, wow.
It was quite fast.
It was incredible because I think I was still in Italy. He flew in there. I really, really fast learned all his routines, and we had first performance there in Italy together, and it was really crazy. So after that, we never stopped.
That's awesome. Well, like you said, once you realize you're good at something, and I guess your pairing is perfect, if you can continue to do that 4.5 years later. That's awesome. So dance, how long? So you've been dancing for over 20 years.
When people ask this question and I say that I dance over 23 years. The first question is like,
How old are you?
Yeah, because normally I do look like 19.
You do
right?
look young, yeah. So I was like, oh, you're dancing in the womb.
I danced for 23 years.
Nice. How about you?
I always answer like I've been dancing all my life because
Your parents.
yeah, I was brought in, into a dancing family. My sister dances, right? So it's like I can't put a number on that, right? So
Your whole life.
yeah.
That's awesome. And I guess you two also dance.
We did.
You did? Why
We
not
did.
now?
Now we teach. Lena
Teaching,
has a
yeah.
studio, and we teach the current Canadian champions as well. So we're moved on from our competitive careers.
Okay, so you have a studio. Where's your studio?
My studio is a dance stream studio. It's located in Vaughan, and we grab a lot of students and a lot of dancers, and we're very happy that we develop dance sport in Canada.
That's awesome. Are you still looking for students?
Yeah, as always. Yeah, of course.
Y'all heard that. If you want to dance, go check them out.
Larissa also teaching, and she teaching in the other studio. This doesn't matter basically, but everybody develop, as I said, dance sport in here. And Patrick and Tatiana, it's actually her students.
Nice. So you put this pairing together.
Yeah, pretty much. That's my fault. Yes.
So how did that happen though? Like if she was in Italy, how were you able to?
I was in Italy as well.
Okay.
And I liked her personality. I thought she was.
I love you too.
Most of the time. And I thought she was very serious, and could be a good match for Patrick. And at that time, they were both doing tan dance, and Patrick is world champion in tan dance in
Under
21 category. And Tatiana was a World Cup champion in tan dance as well.
What is that?
Tan dance,
Yeah.
that's what Anton mentioned. That's when you have standard and Latin combined together.
What
And
is-
It's like several, in any sports, sometimes you have 200 meters swimming, 500, and you have like a combination. Of
It's a
something like that.
categories. It's category which is Latin. Is include cha-cha, samba,
Got
rumba,
it.
jive, paso doble, and the standard is include waltz, foxtrot, tango, Viennese waltz, and quick step. This is 5 dances.
Holy smokes! I can't even do one, but okay.
Basically, together is a 10 dances.
That's a long
They
list.
competing 10 dances, and then
Got it.
Yeah.
And competing tan dance can be quite hard, really, because you're switching between the two different disciplines, and they're very different. And you have to be versatile, and you have to be able to do the switch, and it's also physically very difficult. And they actually in Rome they did a study of Dancesport of how difficult it is in terms of physical strain, and it went correct me if I'm wrong, I think 7th on the list of all the sports in front of professional soccer in terms of how physically endurance difficult it is for endurance and stamina.
Wow.
That's why we're trying to get to Olympic Games.
That's
Because,
insane. That's no wonder every dancer you see like their physique is so like impeccable because it is a sport. It's very, oh my gosh, I can't do that.
Well, that's why it's called dance sport.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
literally.
mean, I think in general people don't see it like that all the time, but on a high level, it's a sport. It really is a sport. That's why the top athletes, the top dancers, athletes, they're in such a good shape.
I should start dancing.
You have to spend a lot of lifetime to get to the certain level. Yeah, of course we have a social and it's just the beginners and just for yourselves. Yeah, of course.
That's where I'm gonna go.
Yeah. We're also teaching that. I'm pretty sure that everybody teaching the social dance, but the competitive dancing, it's a little bit quite different. It's different level, and you need to spend lifetime for that.
Yeah.
I don't know, 10 years at least
Whoa.
to get to some certain level.
Plus, we have to smile. On top of that, we run.
Yeah. When you're trying to like remember your counts in your head and you're still smiling.
Make it look effortless.
Exactly. It's like, so in terms of pageantry, so because I do pageants, we do have an opening number portion. And every time I dread it because they're like, we're going to put you in categories. They're going to put the beginners, the not so like mediocre, I guess, the ones that could pick up steps, and then the experts. And I'm like, can I be in like the beginners? I never am. I'm always like in the middle group, but I always want to be a beginner because it's so much easier and you don't have to remember all your steps. So kudos to all of you, because that's definitely something I cannot do. As Scott mentioned, he thinks he's a good line dancer because he tried it once or twice. But I mean, I don't know how you guys do it.
You have to allow it to do it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because me, myself, personally, I changed like 2 countries in my life for that.
Mm-hmm.
So all the country I would go to, it was like all by myself, without parents or anyone else, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, or you love it or you don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But most of the people who's starting to do dancing, they love it because they becoming, they dancing. It's also your personality change. It's also change everything, attitude to your life. You change everything, and traveling and competitions and dresses and costumes and everything,
Yes.
everything on the top. And of course, people love it, and they trying to get into that more deeper.
And it's beautiful. Like I've seen it in on TV sometimes, or even in movies where they have those different competitions. I'm like, oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah, there's also
It's
a big
very pretty.
social aspect to it, and that's why so many people are getting into it. You don't necessarily have to go competitive. You can enjoy it. You can use it for health. There's a lot of studies that prove that ballroom dancing is very good for Parkinson's. And there's a whole group of people, and actually Tatiana is participating in a program that is doing dance classes for people affected by Parkinson's, and it's really proven to help. And there's also programs in schools for kids, and it really teaches kids coordination, social skills, because it's a partner sport, and you have a man and a woman and a girl. So it's really good for kids to learn to interact between boys and girls, and
I should get my brothers in that.
Actually, after some studies, they said that ballroom dance is the best sport for the seniors. And they had, in the final, they had ballroom dance and golfing, which is very popular in Canada as well. So golfing lost because first we have to do it, basically very similar coordination, right? Highly coordinated type of sport. But in golfing, you don't have the music. So you don't have to do it on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take your time.
Yeah.
And you don't have a partner, which is also like a great difficulty, I would say. So yeah, come to ballroom dancing.
That's awesome.
Yes, we will.
They
We're
say
considering it now.
they say if you want to check your marriage, you should take a dance lesson.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's when you know who's the boss.
With your husband, though.
Yes.
Well, on that note, I think we should hear one of our advertisers.
You're tuned to the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
We'll take a break. All right. Don't go anywhere.
That segment of the Sit Down was brought to you by Intercontinental Consulting Services for Immigration and Settlement in Canada. Find out how you can live, work, and study in Canada. Visit icscanadaimmigration.ca. Come to Canada. Immigrate, work, study, visit. Contact them today for a free assessment. And it was brought to you by Cecile's Line Dance Class. First established in 1998, for all ages, 3 times a week, you can have classes every Wednesday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at BIM TV, 361 Wilson Avenue, Toronto. Thursdays from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at JC's Banquet Hall, 1686 Ellesmere Road, Scarborough, or every Sunday from 2:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. at the Filipino Center, 4395 Shepherd Avenue East. Call 647-215-3013. Cecile's Line Dance Class. Line dance with a twist. Now back to you, Regine.
Yes, and that is probably Scott's favorite thing to say is line dance with a twist. So again, if you would like to advertise with us here on the show, it's simple. All you need to do is email us at radioshowad, that's radioshowad@gmail.com, where we personalize your advertisements every week. As you see, Scott's not here this week, but he's still able to do that for you. So if you want to advertise with us, it's simple, radioshowad@gmail.com. And we are back here with our lovely dancers. Again, I don't know how they do it because I definitely cannot. That's all I can say. My feet hurt just thinking about it. Yeah, so how long would it take you guys to, let's say, to learn a new choreography or to put choreography together for a competition like this?
Normally, we don't really change choreography. So we kind of, we build it at the beginning, and then we, of course, we take lessons. We improve certain aspects. I would say more detailing. But to compete at very high level, we usually use the same choreographies. Right?
Got it.
Yeah.
I guess Patrick uses his for 13 years or so.
Wow, okay.
In this aspect, for the girls, it's much harder, right? Because every time you switch the partner, you have to learn new.
Oh wow, yeah, that's true.
So, and it's also like kind of more the male style, right? Because if your partner is, say, strong dancer, I mean, energetic or whatever, right? He's good at turns or something. You will have the choreography based on that. So you kind of, they don't ask you a lot.
Oh, okay. They just like, okay, that's what you're doing.
You gotta adjust, or yeah. What next?
Next partner.
Well, 4.5 years, that means you're picking up on it really quickly, so that's good.
You guys should put a video, the before and after. Routines in the beginning and then routines 13 years later.
Routines 3 days after.
3 days, because that's how long it
4.5 years later.
Well, there you
We
go.
did modify a little though.
Yeah.
Did your costumes change at all, or is it the same?
Actually, yeah, I'm trying to change costumes almost every competition.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
so it works this way. Normally we have at least 2 dresses. The first one will be for the qualifiers. Normally we do it over the same day, right? And towards the evening session, we change for some like fancier dress, I would say.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so at least 2. Sometimes on the really serious competitions, we have up to 3 dresses, right? So you use one for the qualifier, then you switch towards the like middle session, and then for the final, you already wear some like exceptional, elegant gown.
Ooh, so what do you do with all your costumes when you're done with them?
I'm actually lucky enough because I have a sponsor in Italy.
Oh, that's good.
Silvia Design. She's actually the best, I would say, in ballroom. I mean, in standard dresses. She is one of the most famous ateliers in the world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she's helping me a lot with that, of course. And normally after that, I use the dress. It's maximum 2 or 3 times. I sell it basically, and I get another one.
Well done.
Yeah.
A lot of
Patrick, how many dresses do you switch per competition?
That was my next question. That was my next
not
question.
as much. Not as much.
Good one.
But
Too expensive.
A lot of planning does go into like everything from image. I mean, we're speaking about dresses, but also like just like style of the hair and the look.
Yeah.
Right? So of course, at a high level, you want to come out like perfect, right?
No
So-
flyaways. No,
Exactly,
yeah.
no fly. The hair, everything
Yeah.
has to be slicked
No
back.
greasy spots on your face.
Definitely not.
Got it.
Definitely not. Yeah.
And the big competitions, they run from early morning typically. You do round, next round, next round. So if you make it to the next round,
You can't be sweating into the next one.
yeah, but that's why even at the at the end of the night, at the end of the competition, in the final, you want to look your best. No matter how tired you are or how sweaty you are. That's why it pays off to change the costuming a little bit to make it look fresh. It's been quite popular that in the final, the end of the night, they switch to a white dress or to a
Okay.
white shirt, so that it looks the
Fresh,
freshest.
yeah.
It just looks nice and clean and fresh.
Nice. So is that your last outfit?
From last competition.
Sorry, you were saying something earlier.
Very similar to pageants, right? You mentioned
Yes.
pageants, and you also have these dresses, and ballroom dresses are very glamorous.
Yes,
And
that's why I think that's the one thing that caught my eye when it comes to ballroom dancing is just the sparkle. Anything that sparkles, and my eye just catches.
It's about minimum, I would say, 8,000 Swarovski stones.
Holy smokes!
It's the minimum. It's that we start from.
The minimum. Okay.
8,000 what dollars?
No, that's crystals.
Close to that as well.
Okay, I was thinking it's the amount.
But that's closed.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, so let's walk through it. So some of our viewers might just be tuning in. Hello, welcome to the Sit Down. Scott's not here today. It's just me, Regine Alaina. But what does it look like, the day in the life of a dancer? So you wake up in the morning. Do you wake up whenever you feel like it, or is it like a strict routine that you guys follow? They're all looking at you, Patrick. So I guess,
Wake you up in the morning.
I can't expose my schedule right now. No, I mean, we train, it's crazy. We train 7 days a week, right? So our life is like, the schedule's packed with things, right? We have rehearsals, we take lessons, right? We also have a specific diet that we try to follow.
I think it's
McDonald's.
just you, but I mean,
On a regular basis.
they're all looking at each other like, what?
Yeah, so it's quite busy. in a
Last
dancer's life.
importance.
Double whipped cream inside the coffee.
No, we try
No,
to
we
follow
do, we
it.
do.
Yeah,
we love,
yeah.
but especially ladies, I would say we have to be on it. Like we have not really like kilo wise, right? How they have in like boxing. Let's say there's a certain category, but more like look wise.
Aesthetics, yeah.
Lean, right? So yeah, no McDonald's. Once a week.
Sometimes cheat meals,
But also
Called
for,
cheat day.
for a high level athlete, if you eat crappy food, you don't have energy to train. So if you're eating sugary food too much and not enough protein, for example, then you can't really train for a long period of time. So and then just backfires. Then it becomes a habit. So for me, I haven't had McDonald's for like I don't
2
know
hours?
how many
No, I'm
years.
just
There's a McDonald's in the corner.
I'll go right after this. Break my habit.
We can invite you there.
But of course, you get into habit. For me personally, like I have like 3-4 coffees a day. It gets me through the day because also I teach from like early morning to late night. You know, in the midst of training and whatnot. So it gets me through the day. Protein bars.
Yeah.
She's like, what are those?
I have one in my bag. I'll give you one.
And back to competitions, I would like to say that the dancers, which is already guys mentioned, that they dancing from the morning until
Yeah, so how do you guys keep your
they
energy up?
manage,
Sometimes they have
that's
8 rounds.
yeah, that's what they have to eat healthy. They have to live healthy. They have to be trained well. Their stamina is supposed to be like crazy
On point,
and,
yeah.
to survive until the end. If you wanna be a champion, if you wanna go to the final, you just keep yourself on track all the time. It's like you don't let yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
To eat McDonald's.
We're not sponsored by McDonald's.
Soon.
They might be, we're not, but
This is poor advertisement for McDonald's.
Our competitions, which is we hosting in October, they will be hosting the Senior World Championship.
oh wow.
Yeah, the Senior World Championship, it's category, it's adult. It's the people who is 40, 45 plus, right? And those people as well, you cannot believe. I had my hat off for these people because those people, they are still dancing those rounds,
Wow.
Sometimes I'm seeing the kids that in my studio and the seniors, they're doing many rounds, the seniors, and kids like, I'm tired. I'm saying, what are you talking
Are you sure you're
about?
tired?
Yeah, that's why the seniors are, they also keeping the healthy lifestyle, and which is good, and which is, I think so, it's a big achievement for the all.
For everyone, yeah.
For everyone, yeah.
Dancesport is very big now also on sport tourism, which is one of the reasons actually Markham gave us a grant for this event because it's a world championship, and like I mentioned at the beginning, we have 22 countries, so people are very big on traveling.
Yes.
And since these championships are happening all over the world and always changing countries, a lot of people are traveling. It's a good business for the communities and
Oh, yeah,
for different
definitely.
cities and
Especially the city of Markham, it's very diverse. So I think we do a lot of events, Scott and I, with the city of Markham as well. So it's a good place to do this.
yeah,
Yeah,
their
it's
mayor came
Pan
to-
Am Center. It's amazing venue.
Oh, yeah.
we found it it's actually a sport venue, and which is can host. And I think so. We got the World Championship title because we sent all the venue, we sent the hotel, we sent to the World Association, we sent them all this
Information.
where it will be, and they like, wow, that's the big one.
It's a
Awesome.
really nice venue, and they're very helpful in organizational process. So we're very happy with that.
That's awesome. So are you guys also going to be competing for this?
Yeah,
Yes,
we're
yes.
actually dancing with Patrick on Sunday night. We're gonna compete. Plus, we have in the evening part we will have a show.
Nice.
Yeah, so it will be our regular competition, I would say, right? And we get to show some different type of dancing, which is the show dance, right? What we enumerated before is like 10 dances that we have. So show basically, well, we love doing shows, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's also
You do, I
that-
don't know. You're like, right?
There's also that kind of like show aspect, right? Such as like what you see on Dancing with the Stars, right? One couple at a time, they come out using, some of our choreographies that we build for competitions, and we put like a different spin on it, right? We can have a certain theme that we follow, and yeah, we can also perform that as kind of to entertain the audience, which is not there's also actually a competition. No? You dance the show dance. Yeah, they have also a specific competition for that. But for this event, we will compete and also do like a little performance that is not judged.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you competing as well?
Me, no.
You have students that are
He's judging
competing?
us.
He's
But we actually would like to invite everyone to see the competition because Patrick Tatiana will be performing show. It's not only them, it will be a few more couples, which is Canadian couples as well and Italian couple, right? They will be doing the show and we really invite everyone to see that. It's a great event.
So again, for those that are just tuning in, where can they find this amazing event and where can they find tickets?
They can find tickets on the website. They can go on the website and purchase it online, or they can email us. Of course, might be easier even to do that.
And when and where will the event be again?
Event will be in Pan Am Center. Markham Pan Am Center is October 5 and 6. Okay, and Patrick and Tatiana will be performing on October 6 in the show, right? And October 5 it will be actual World Championship. That's why we invite everyone to both days.
So make sure you get your tickets. We will be. Vaughn is taking pictures. We will be, hopefully we'll be there. We'll see. I don't know what my schedule looks like. I don't know what Scott's schedule looks like, but we would love to be there and support you guys. I want to see you guys dance. It sounds, if you guys have been doing this together for 4.5 years, I can only imagine how perfect it will look.
We should watch.
We should.
We should come.
He'll buy my ticket. How much are tickets?
But no dancing.
It depends on the day. It depends where you sit. So we have different. We have 4 sessions basically. There is a Saturday day session, Saturday evening, Sunday day, Sunday evening. Then there's passes that are cheaper if you buy for both days.
So what is the price range?
Price range around 35, 65, 70.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. If you would like to come and if you're buying both, you have like a little bit cheaper in general. Yeah, and it will be great event, and we will be happy to see all of you because it will be there. Not also just the adult, it will be also the young generation there and youth and juniors.
So it's a family-friendly
yes, absolutely. They can bring the kids to see that the kids absolutely they're under. We have 6 years old is free. They can come and just join them.
Perfect. So you guys heard it here. Make sure you get your tickets. It's a family-friendly event. I'm going to bug Scott to come. If not, Vaughn and I will definitely be there. He has kids. He can bring them too.
We can organize some line dancing.
Line dancing.
Line dancing for Scott. Scott, you heard that. They will have line dancing
Doing
just for you.
dancing, actually.
There you go. So as you guys know, Scott's not here. You guys know Scott's a very talented person. You heard in our intro, he does everything from film to filmmaking, acting, singing, songwriting. So of course, he is, where else would he be at this time of year? He's at the Toronto International Film Festival. Fancy schmancy. Sorry. So, I know, right? So, in memory, it's not like he's dead, sorry. Bad term to use. So, since Scott's not here, we figured why not bring him in through a song. So, Mr. Vaughn Canton, let us hear one of...
Sing us.
Let's hear one of Scott's covers.
In memory.
In memory. I'm so sorry.
Anyone can leave, but everybody stays. No one wins the game, but everybody plays. And when we ask for reasons why, they clip their wings, then try to fly. The honeymoon is gone, but nothing's really changed. The furniture's been moved, but the house still feels the same. And as we go against the grain, they'll make their faces and complain. But I know what we found. I'll still be around when the sun goes down. 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 The story doesn't end just 'cause the damsels say. And a thorn is still a thorn by any other name. But we don't care what people say. They're all so boring anyway. But I know what we found. I'll still be around when the sun goes down. 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 I know what we found. And I'll still be around when the sun goes down. 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 When the sun goes down.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio. It's 2019, baby.
All the hits. One station.
Bringing you the best mix of the best music.
Nothing but the baddest and best music.
Broadcasting worldwide.
One hit at a time.
Music.
Online.
One station. Hit music. All the hits.
24/7 around the world. Non-stop. This is Crossway.
That segment of The Sit Down was brought to you by Jewelry Forever, conveniently located at CF Markville Shopping Center on 5000 Highway 7 East, Markham. They do custom-made jewelry, repairs, and change watch batteries, all done on site. Or you can shop online at www.jewelryforever.ca, where you can get free shipping with any orders of $149 or more. Jewelry Forever. And it was brought to you by the Canada's Top Choice Council, a non-profit organization that is proud to present 3 amazing events held annually that help to grow the community, advance education, self-empowerment, and promote public appreciation for the arts. And Regine, I think you've got a bit more to say about the Canada's Top Choice pageant coming up soon.
The new sound of Top 40. Playing all the best music. This is Crosswave. Crosswave.
Actually, Scott, good one. But the Canada Top Choice pageant just ended. It was last August. But yes, Canada Top Choice is a non-for-profit. They do host 3 events annually. The Give Back concert is actually coming up soon in March. So we are looking forward to it. And again, if you want to advertise on our show, it's simple. All you have to do is email us at radioshow80@gmail.com. And that was a cover by the one and only Scott Dion Brown, who unfortunately is not with us this week because he is too busy working TIFF, the Toronto International Film Festival. But who knows, maybe one year he'll be on the red carpet himself. Who knows? I'm just putting it out there. But in the meantime, we are back here with the Dancesport's Grand Prix Canada. We have some of the champions and some of the organizers here. Earlier before the break, we did talk a little bit about the life in a day of a dancer. So if you want to go back and sharing your stories with us, we'd be more than happy to hear it.
Right away.
Like I said, it's a crazy schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I mean, still when I was back in school, like I could remember that all those sleepless nights, you know, because you're trying to kind of balance everything, dance, school, like the limited social life that you kind of have, right, around that. And I mean, if you want to be the top of the top, you have to make sacrifices, right? So it was quite tough growing up, right? But I mean, we did kind of like, you know, get the results that we have today, right? So
I think we all turn out pretty well.
I think so, yeah.
I think so. Decent human
Some
beings.
credit to ourselves, right?
So yeah, I mean, it's tough, but like in 1 week, we can say, like right now, we do travel also to Italy, where we also train, and it's tough because, you know, the jet lag. We go. Actually, we're leaving. When are we flying out? We have a competition in Montreal on the 21st.
Oh, wow.
The next day, we fly to Italy for lessons, and then we drive to Slovenia for a competition.
Wow.
All within that week, right?
Oh, geez.
So it's quite heavy. It's
Mm-hmm.
quite
And
heavy.
then you're back for Dancesport Grand Prix Canada.
And then actually, yeah,
Right on time.
right on time for Dancesport, Grand Prix. So it's pretty tough.
Yeah.
I mean,
The best thing I would say is that we do have to wake up early. We do have to like sacrifice a lot to travel and everything, but you wake up and you love what you're doing.
It pays off in the
hate
end, yeah.
early mornings
Yeah,
maybe,
definitely.
but you love what you're doing. So
You get used to it.
It's a type of job that you actually want to go to. Doesn't matter in what condition and how early. And like just to complete the story about our crazy schedule, I would say that sometimes my mom back from Russia, she texts me. She's like, "Oh, how are you doing? Where are you?" I'm like, "I'm in the studio." She's like, "I got that you're in the studio, but which country are you in?"
good studio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, switch studio.
So that's about our life, right? We actually from Montreal we have 6 hours layover in Toronto. In these 6 hours we have to change the luggage because we will have competition luggage and we need to switch for the
Oh my
practice clothes and
goodness.
everything. And like all those dresses always with me, right? So
Yeah.
if you see me traveling, it looks like I'm living for 2 months because I
'Cause you have all
normally
these-
like, huge luggage with all the dresses on top of me. So yeah, but it's a lot of fun. No anti-promotion.
When it comes to traveling, you get into a habit of packing certain things into a certain bag. Because if you, I don't know, from my experience personally, if you pack things you need for competition into your check-in luggage, and then your luggage doesn't show up
Yeah.
when you're at destination,
You're screwed.
you're kind of screwed. So then you start to get a habit of placing certain
Yeah.
things into your carry-on, certain things into your check-in baggage, so that
Just to make it sure.
yeah. So at least you have clean underwear next to you.
No, I totally get what you mean. So when, in terms of pageantry, when I competed in the Philippines, I had to make sure that in my hand carry, I had shoes, a dress, makeup, just in case. And I'm sure with you guys, for myself, for pageants, I always have an extra dress, an extra evening gown, an extra swimsuit, an extra pair of shoes. I'm guessing you do the same.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's always about packing extra.
Especially for girls. You know, if you see the guys pack, it's one carry-on, done. When it
Simple.
comes to, maybe you're different, I don't know.
No.
But from what I see most of the guys,
I'm doubling.
and when you go on a trip for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, guys, one carry-on, done.
So Tatiana, do you use Patrick's luggage space?
She does.
Actually,
She doesn't want to admit it. She does.
His silver card because he has 3 luggages. That's
Oh,
what
wow.
I use his status.
That's true. I mean, with all that traveling, right? You get the perks.
The perks, yeah.
Of getting a gold status, right? So we always work up. I mean, you were doing the
Yeah,
same,
I was
right?
the same.
You were trying to
Star
get the-
Lines?
Star Lines, yeah.
This is not a sponsor.
But it can be.
Yeah.
It should be.
Yeah. It's just like a credit mention. That's
Yes. So you use his luggage
I use his status.
Perfect.
So I get 2 bags
for
on my
yourself.
own,
Mhm.
yeah,
and my luggage, and still she manages to.
I write it down under his name. And the funniest thing that sometimes we do not travel on the same flights.
Oh my goodness. Or it'd be even better if they opened his luggage and like, what the hell?
Don't judge.
That happened.
Why does he have all these heels and dresses?
Sometimes when they do like the security search, right, and they open up the bag and they see just like, I don't know, like
high heel shoes.
Yeah, like 3 or 4
Rhinestones all
pairs,
over the
and they're
place.
like, what is that?
Like,
Right?
we're not gonna ask questions. Just go.
So it's
Actually,
fun.
traveling a lot with like all the costumes, I had a lot of troubles, I would say, on the
Mm-hmm.
border. That actually here in Canada, I think. Oh no, it was in Germany, but doesn't matter. They stopped me. Like, you have a bag with little like bullets, full of bullets
Yeah.
in your carry-on. I was like,
happened as well.
excuse me. She's like, yeah, it's a huge bag and all bullets are inside. I'm like, I started to open, yeah. So I started to open the carry-on, and it was my dress full of Swarovski stones.
Oh my
That
goodness.
on the scan shows like a metal,
Like a bullet, yeah.
So yeah, but they let me in anyways. But it was fun.
was
I opened the luggage, not Patrick this time, so we were okay.
I would have a tougher time to explain that.
It's
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It's just Swarovski.
It's just don't worry about it. Have you guys had in your dance experience had stories like that when traveling?
Oh gosh, so many stories.
Too many, right?
I'm pretty sure all dancers have this kind of stories.
Yeah, with dresses, actually, talking back to dresses, I remember one time. Now is better because competitions tend to be organized in big halls with air conditioning and well organized. But when I was dancing a few years back, I remember one time we went for the Italian Open Championships, and it was in the middle of July in Italy. In
Tell me
a
about
sport
it.
hall that had glass roof and no air conditioning.
Oh.
And I had this
Toasted.
red dress covered with 10,000 Swarovski stones. And when I took it off, all the stones just fell off because it was soaking wet.
Oh my.
Right, so they held with water glue, and all 10,000 of them, they just fell off completely off of that dress.
Time to make a new dress. Let's go, guys.
Vacuum it up.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So you guys travel a lot. What is one of your favorite places to have traveled so far in your dance career?
Do we do like a
Markham?
top 10?
Sure,
top
go.
10 list?
Top
'Cause there's
five,
so
top
many,
five.
But there's so many. I love to travel to Australia, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I just first of all, I used to go always in the winter. Here's December, so it's super cold.
Mm-hmm.
In Australia, it's summer. It's just it's just warming up, and so that was one of my favorite places. Italy, always. Germany is always, for me personally, I would travel to Germany like 3-4 times every year.
Oh, nice.
Germany is like the hub for dance sport. I think it's a cultural thing,
Oh.
as well as Italy as well.
Russia too.
Oh, Russia as well. Russian.
But the problem, I don't know about you, Anton, but the problem is that like we travel to a lot of competitions, we travel to different places, but we don't get unless we like book a day off.
You don't
right?
get
We
to stay there?
Yeah, we see maybe the airport, hotel, and the venue. No.
Yeah.
And we don't really have because like if you're actively competing, you have a competition somewhere else, next weekend, right? So you still have to practice. You have to come
Yeah.
back home. We also, we teach to finance our dancing. That's a big thing for us, right? So we don't have that luxury of just, chilling
Sightseeing.
in wherever we go, like, Asia. We don't have that luxury to stay there an extra few days, right?
So what's your favorite airport?
Munich or Frankfurt.
That's a good one. Actually,
Oh, you're actually going to answer it?
yeah.
Okay.
because I have a few. I
They
love
know us
airports.
there, right?
We spend so much time in the airports. No,
Yeah, that's
I
true.
love it. For me, flying on the plane is the best because my phone is off. Nobody's calling. I love it. For me, it's like the best time. I like New
Do you
Zealand.
have a lot of people calling you and texting you? Is that what you're
Well, yeah, I mean on regular basis, but it's kind of like, when you're on the plane, you're just like completely off the grid. And
Yeah.
for me, I love that. That's when I feel really comfortable.
At peace, yeah.
Yeah, I can
That's
do
your
my
me
own
time.
thing. Yeah, that's my, which we don't get very often, right?
Don't.
Because it's always like next. On the plane, you don't have anywhere to go besides the seat in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Flight mode.
Flight mode, yeah. I love it.
So your favorite airport,
airports?
sorry.
New Zealand. For me, it was personally New Zealand. New Zealand and Singapore.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You like it?
yeah, it's crazy.
I've never been, so I can't be like, yeah, me too. How about you guys?
Don't say Frankfurt.
My favorite place to travel is basically where I don't need visa, I would say. Because me traveling with Russian passport is really hard. And every trip we plan, I have to pre-plan that I have to be in the country 2 weeks or 3 weeks before to plan my documents
Got it.
done and ready for the trip. And we ended up having a trip to China where where I applied for my passport, being here in Canada, for my visa, sorry. Being here in Canada, I flew on the way to China, I flew to Russia, picked up my visa, and flew from Moscow to China.
Oh
And during
my.
all this time, Patrick was just assuming that I'm going to be in China, traveling from Toronto to
There was a
Chengdu
chance that she might
for
have not made the
33
trip, yeah.
hours. In 33 hours, he was traveling, just praying that his partner is going to show up on the competition. But I did. I
Cross
managed.
everything, man.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So we
That's
love traveling to China. You lose a couple kilos here and there on the way
Yeah.
back because there is no food that we can eat because it's so.
I guess
spicy.
because
We're
you.
very specific with what we eat, right? So
Okay, got it.
But you know,
White rice.
dim
No
sum,
noodles,
dim
whatever.
sum, dim sum in China is not the same as dim sum in Toronto.
No, not at
really?
all.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the
Which
same
one is better?
contents. For us, Canadian one is safer because our stomach knows
It's
it.
safer.
Yeah, but for me, like I did a world championship in Shanghai, and the two nights before that, they did a welcome dinner for all
Oh,
the judges and
no.
for all the dancers.
Oh, my
And I remember
stomach.
that night afterwards, all the dancers they were in the bathroom the whole
Oh
night.
God.
And you
And
lose
the
the
judges.
They
competition.
do that. Yeah.
At least everybody. Actually, I was fine. I was solid. But my partner, she was in the bathroom the whole night.
Oh man. Well, I guess it's like because when we go to
It was a good result, though.
there you go. It's like when I go to the Philippines, they always say, "Don't eat food that you're not familiar with,
Yeah.
and don't drink the water."
Yeah.
And so one thing that my cousin actually told me is eat a lot of probiotic yogurt before traveling, so that your stomach gets used to all the whatever. It prepares itself. But that's crazy. Do you guys have stories like that? We have like 4 more minutes.
We don't have this kind of stories, but what I can tell, these dancers, they traveling and they spending 1 day, 2 days in each country, which is great. They don't have a time even to see the country. But what we offer in our competition, we have a lot of couples coming and they actually staying here in Canada.
Nice.
They're going to Niagara Falls, they're going to see Toronto, they're going to see the places that we offering here, and it's great because as the couples of this age, they can afford to stay, which
That's
is
good.
maybe in the future when you're gonna be dancing a little bit longer, then you will have like this.
You mean senior category? I prefer travel as a judge, okay?
Yeah, as a judge, maybe to see the countries from the perspective of tourist, not the dancer. Yeah.
But the beauty of a sport like that is in traveling is that you do get to experience so many different cultures. Okay? Even if you don't stay for a very long time and it's half a day just interacting with people, you
have a
get
food.
to see you get to see different
Avoid
things.
the food.
I mean,
You get to the airport.
Yeah, and I mean, I've through my dancing career also visited so many countries, and in Asia and Europe, and it opens up your mind. It
yeah,
really
definitely.
does. It opens up your mind, and you get to meet so many interesting people.
That's so
It's-
true.
yeah.
The airport is the best place to meet interesting people, I would say. Or
people
airplane.
watch,
The
people
seat
watch.
beside you on the airplane.
And yeah, and we also would like to thank our sponsors,
Yeah.
which is we already have. Okay, we'll have a few of them, which is we have the Lions Club,
Horizons Lions Club,
Yeah.
that has been very supportive.
and we also have a Markham.
city of Markham.
City of Markham, that they also giving a grant. We want to mention as well. Thank you
Wow.
for the mayor. He also was on our press conference and he was supporting us very much. We also have a few companies who is helping us to make an event. We have a company, Spark Company, which is and also Russian company, a Russian
Ball.
house.
Russian house.
They doing a little support, like there and for, but it's really helps us to do.
Yeah, and I'd like to mention that we are also a non-profit event, and we any profits from the event we donate to a charity. It's called Smiles Foundation, and they've recently started a program. It's called Smiles in Action, where they do free classes for kids in schools.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's a program we're very passionate about, and we hope we can help them. And anything, all the sponsors that come forward, they directly help that organization as well.
Actually, we got a chance to participate in that Smiles in Action program as well, and we were in the schools, right? In the York region schools, doing the shows with our students, right? So basically there was a 10 years old kid, and then they were showing how she's dancing, and then 10 years later we were performing our show, right? So
that's nice.
the facial expression of those kids from low income families where they do only 1 hour class a week, it was something priceless,
got
right?
them like rallied up and everything.
Like, because I tried to wear my costumes, right? So already for them it's a big thing. Plus they got to see dancing like from a kid's perspective, and when they see us, it's just you just see their mouths as mouth
in shock.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
Well, that's good.
Hopefully in the future we can put like ballroom dancing in schools, and I think that would really help people. Or like we said, there's so many health benefits to that, right? And if we can start something. And we can expose it, right? Because I feel in North America, it's still, compared to Europe, right? It's still like a new thing. People don't really know much about it, right? So, I mean, if we can get it into schools, I think people would maybe, later on want to start, also competitive dancing, right? And to make it grow. I think that would be, that's one of my kind of dreams to see it kind of expand. And also, like we spoke about into the Olympics and get more like world recognition for that.
Yeah, that's why we invite everyone to see what is that. Maybe in the future we'll have more response from the people that they see and they want to come to bring kids to this perfect dancing, the sport dance, and this will be great.
Yes, well, if you guys want to get your children, or if you want to get involved, a bunch of them do teach, as you heard. They have studios all throughout the GTA, so make sure you find them. I will tag them on our Facebook page. But before I do you guys want to plug in where they can find you guys on social media before we go?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're under different schools, but if you search up our names, we have a Facebook page. Every dancer actually.
So what is your Facebook page?
Where our names, Patrick Ruchinsky and Tatiana Vesolkina.
So how do you guys spell that?
So you can, I think, write Patrick and Tanya, right? For sure.
Patrick and
Tatiana, sorry, Tatiana.
Tatiana.
So Patrick, and you have Tatiana.
Tatiana.
Yeah, and if you just search us up, you can find us also on like YouTube and on different like social media platforms, right?
Oh, they everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
So Patrick and Tatiana, and yourself?
And you can find me on Facebook, Anton Belaev, and you can find me on Instagram, Anton Beld88.
So how do you spell your last name?
BelyayEv.
Perfect. And this is why I got them to say their names, because there is no way I can spell
Nobody can ever pronounce it right except for my family and I.
There you go. And so where can they find you guys in your schools, and a little bit more about the competition?
We're also on Instagram and Facebook, and it's Dance Grand Prix Canada. So you can search that up on Instagram and Facebook. And Alaina has her school.
I have a studio. It's a dance stream studio. It's located in Vaughan. You can just search the dance stream.
The dance stream. Yeah. Perfect. So as you guys know, I've tagged them onto our Facebook page. We are out of time, so make sure you find Scott on YouTube, youtube.com/Scott Dion Brown. That's ScottDionBrown. I think I spelled that right. Scott Dion Brown. Yes.
Yeah.
He posts everything from his vlogs to his covers. I know we're working on a Filipino duet, so Scott does not speak Filipino, and one way to get him to 1,000 is by saying we would do a duet.
And we would like to thank you, Regina and Scott, to having us here. We're really happy to being here, and we really appreciate everything that you do for us.
We are more than happy to have you guys here. I know Scott wanted to have you guys. It's unfortunate TIFF turned out the same weekend, but we are more than happy to have you here. We will definitely share their Instagrams, their Facebooks, their journeys to all their competitions. And if you guys, again, want to find out more, make sure you hit them up. If you want to learn how to dance, I know I need to learn how to dance. If you want to get your children or yourselves and your partners involved, find them on Facebook. You can also find me on Instagram at It's Regine Alaina. The pageant for the Galaxy Crown is coming up, so you know where to find me. Where can they find you, Mr. Vaughn?
Me? I'm here.
He is here on MCBN. Make sure you follow Crosswave while you guys are here on the Facebook page.
Yeah, that's right.
And we will see you next week. And make sure you check them out again, October 5th and 6th. Right. Bye.
That's it for today, folks. The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown. If you think 60 minutes is not enough, well, you better catch us again next week, because it is not just about music or pure talk. It's your weekend pastime. And witness the next riffy of your time episode of the program right here on Crosswave Radio. The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.